Hello, one and all. This is Luckless Lovelocks, and welcome to Sunless Skies, the follow-up to Sunless Sea, which I checked out on the channel a little while ago, and I've been looking forward to this for a while. It just came out of early access today, and I've kind of been following it, not really reading a ton about it, but just kind of keeping track of when it was going to come out of early access, because it looks like it's right up my alley. I really enjoyed Cultist Simulator. Alexis Kennedy was the creator of that game, and he worked on the Sunless Sea, which I checked out on the channel briefly, and I kind of am looking forward to this a little bit more than I was playing Sunless Sea, because it looks like they've streamlined some of the systems that were like maybe a little bit cumbersome in Sunless Sea. This looks like it's more of an experience, which looks really cool to me. It looks kind of like a combination of the writing of Cultist Simulator with some of like the gameplay and atmosphere of Darkwood, which is a game that I love that came out a couple of years ago that I played on the channel. I just want to thank Failbetter Games for providing me with a copy of the game to play with all of you. And I highly suggest you all turn your lights off. I've got my lights off here. I think there's going to be some scares. There's like some Gothic, Lovecraftian horror stylings to the world and the writing. So I think having the lights off and the sound up is going to help out a lot. Without further ado, I want to jump into this, so let's start Sunless Skies. Now we have a choice here about what type of campaign we want to do. So we've got Legacy Campaign. If you die, you can only continue with a new captain. And from the little bit that I kind of picked up when following this game, I think the new captain inherits some of the traits from the old captain, but I'm not 100% sure. And in terms of the comments, I'd really love to hear, for those of you that have played a lot of Sunless Sea and Fallen London, which is kind of like the precursor to Sunless Sea. I think it takes place in the same world. I'd love to hear your take on the story and some of the background lore. If there's something that I'm not aware of that you guys can fill in, I'd love to hear that. In terms of actual gameplay, let me try to figure stuff out. I'm not really looking for advice on like how to play or where to go next, but I'd love to hear your input on the story. So we've got a choice in Legacy Campaign or Merciful Campaign, where we can reload or choose to continue with a new captain. I think I'm going to go with Legacy Campaign. I like this tension, the tension that's going to create. And we have some difficulty choice options. Aiming assistance says only a few player weapons arc towards targets. I guess that's giving us a hint that it's going to be, there are some weapons that will automatically track a target, and this could help us with the other weapons. I'm going to leave it off. Enemy projectile speed standard, default speed, and supply consumption. Fuel and supplies are consumed at the default rate. I'm going to go with standard. I don't want to make the experience too difficult on me for the first playthrough. I could see us like going through multiple playthroughs of this game. I could always up the difficulty if we kind of find this one too easy. I have a feeling it's gonna be hard to balance. So let's go with just the standard, and we can adjust for the next one. Okay, I think we're diving in. Oh, I'm so excited. Many enemies react to your headlight. Turning it off will make you less noticeable, but causes terror to increase quickly. Oh, there's terror. That's exciting. Log of Her Majesty's locomotive, the Orphean, March 14th, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead has been eventful. The Orphean is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning in haste to the Reach, where I hope to make port at New Winchester. May God be with us, for 1,000 deaths wait in the sky. Final entry of Captain Amelia Charity Whitlock, DCM, written shortly before her death. Nice. We're at the Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. So as you can see, we're the commander. I'm assuming we're the new captain of this flying steamship. Hold. Oh, advice for captains, the hold. There's a bit of a tutorial here. Your hold! Exclamation mark. This shows your current cargo and any prospects you've accepted. You can also change your locomotive's equipment here while in port and jettison your unwanted cargo. Well, important or otherwise. Okay. I'm cool with advice. We're learning the game. I've never played it before, so. What do we have? Orphean spatchcock. That must be the type of locomotive. Reclaimed. We've got armor, quarters, maximum of 10 crew, base armor rating of 15, fuel efficiency 3.58, economical. The more you carry, the faster your engine consumes fuel. Okay. Looks like we've got slots for weapons, scouting, reach slot. I don't know what that is. And I'm not sure what these are. We've got 1 fuel, 1 supplies. That's food and equipment. If you run out, hunger will take you. We can carry 12. What's this? Jettison cargo. I don't think we want to do that right now. Possessions. We've got minimum safe manning number 6. It is reckless to crew your locomotive with fewer than this. But we have 8, I believe. Okay. This is our status. We've got a few skills. Iron, the skill of confronting and overpowering. Mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. Hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. Veils, the skill of deceiving and evading. I think this is used in like choices. Like we'll have checks against these things. Looks like we're balanced. We start out balanced. Events, dominant in the reach 2. Who rules this verdant domain? Fortunes, Tacitais. Tacitais strive to be free of the empire. Stovepipes. Are these different? These must be different factions, I guess. Her Majesty longs to tighten the empire's hold on the wilderness. Strength of the sun. Some say that the clockwork sun was brighter once, but they say it quietly and lie about it afterwards. Oh, yeah. See, this is reminding me of Cult Simulator. Peculiarities. Reputation. The Tacitais. Curious. What do the Reach's independent settlers think of you? So the Tacitais are the Reach's independent settlers? Okay. The Windward Company. What is the Stovepipes' opinion of you? Stovepipes, yeah. So those must be 2 factions. Journal. Orphean. Your engine was damaged in its escape from the Blue Kingdom. That's the relay there. The captain was injured. Can you see her back to New Winchester? Look for supplies and spare parts on your journey. Officers. Looks like we don't have any. Chart. The Reach. This is the location we're currently at. Oh, man, it's big. Okay. And it looks like there's multiple areas. Eleutheria. Blue Kingdom. Albion. And the Reach. So there's 4. And they're all that size. Oh, that's awesome. So this is there's gonna be a lot to explore. And then we've got options and tutorial. Looks like we're playing through the tutorial. Oh, I can hide this for now. Oh, I see. There's more here. Your officers. Use this tab will import to appoint them or at any time to talk to or otherwise interact with them. Your journal. This keeps track of your progress and any opportunities you're pursuing. The profile. This records all aspects of your captain's abilities, accomplishments, and reputation. In your inventory, your possessions, anything that doesn't take up space in your hold. Generally because it's small or entirely metaphysical appears here. Hold, we kind of went over that. Okay. Now, if I start driving, is this going to go away? No, I'll just hide that for now. March 16th, 1905. You have returned to the Reach, an untamed sunless span of the heavens, London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Oh, cool. Dodge left, dodge right. Oh, neat. So if we're getting shot at, we can do like a quick jaunt to the left or to the right. March 17th, 1905. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. Your locomotive is crippled and Captain Whitlock badly wounded. Didn't it say that she died in the intro? She's not going to make it through this. So yeah, we're 17th March 1905. This is our fuel, our supplies. Oh, I see we're using them up as we go. so I can't linger too long. As first officer, the crew looks to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get the Orphean there safely? Probably not. Supplies, that's the crew. Terror. Nightmares untroubled, 7%. Okay, well, I can't wait for that to get higher. Scavenge. Looks like we got 1 fuel. Much to the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel among the detritus. A wreck drifts here, less fortunate even than you. We should scavenge her for repairs, a crewman suggests. The Ozymandias. Okay. The wreck of the Ozymandias. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas, lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. It's like old school space suits. Okay. 2 of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? The Blue Kingdom is where the dead live. You silence him. Now's not the time. So we have not a choice, but we've got to select this to leap across to the wreck. So we're jumping through space over to the wreck. The gap between the 2 engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. Leading the way. You jump. Your stomach lurches with vertigo as the stars blaze above you and below. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias, and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line, and you lash the 2 engines together. Only then do the rest of the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch, and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow, paneled passages. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. Clear the obstacle away. So now we actually have a choice. You locate a length of pipe to use as a pry bar and set to work. This will test your iron skill. Iron is a skill of confronting and overcoming. 75% chance of success against iron. Or we can lead our party on a more precarious path. Go back out onto the Ozymandias' hull, climb past the blockage, and enter through a window on the far side, and do so carefully. Fails is the skill of deceiving and evading. So 75% chance of success either way. I feel like this is the safer choice, so we're going to clear the obstruction away. Success. A memory. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from a year ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer under a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was first on the scene. You were second. Together you managed to pry the wreckage upwards enough for you to crawl beneath it, while the captain braced the bar across her back. By all means, take your time, she grunted, as you dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Your companions clear the exposed rubble away. The way is clear. Okay. You've reached the Ozymandias' hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. That sounds bad. Hopefully somewhere amidst the detritus, you can find parts to repair the Orphean and restock your stores. Conduct a thorough search. It sounds like a good idea. Your companions work quickly. The Ozymandias' hull has begun to creak. Your actions on board may have compromised its integrity. Renewed. You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies, and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphean. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. Oh, cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate. It holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered bird cage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. 4 supplies, 15 hull. Where's our cannon? You total 30. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you have retrieved repairs and supplies and recovered some useful equipment. A gun that can be mounted on your locomotive and an educated bat. Here we go. Mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orphean. Her own weapons were damaged during your flight from the Blue Kingdom. That leaves you vulnerable. Or we can liberate a diffident bat and employ it as a scout. So assuming if we can scout out enemies, we can avoid them. The heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts like bats to locate things of interest. Ports, resources, wrecks. Like this one to scavenge. You can claim both this and the cannon. Oh. It's too dangerous to stay. So we're not actually making a choice. We're getting both of them. I kind of want the scout. That sounds cool. But I also want to fight. So it says you can claim both this and the cannon. But I want that for sure. Eyes in the sky. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. Diffident bat. Okay. So I couldn't take both? Weird. Is that a typo or something? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, now we can choose the other one. The Cottrell and Hathersage, Jerusalem, fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to your vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymandias groans again. The structure shudders spasmodically. Okay, we've got the Jerusalem. Okay. So it's showing you what you have. So you're going to go back with both of these, I guess. The Ozymandias emits a long-juddering crack. From the chaos of its hold, you have retrieved repairs and supplies. A gun that can be mounted in an educated bat. The best kind of bat. Press on to the engine room. You might find more fuel there, but you had better hurry. The Ozymandias is beginning to tear apart. You will abandon anything you have yet claimed from the hold. I see. So we can go and we can try to find more. But we could lose everything. It says you will abandon anything you have not yet claimed from the hold. I think we're going to return. It's too dangerous to stay. Away. You lead your boarding party back to your vessel, unshackling her from the buckling Ozymandias. You stoke your engines and steam away, restocked, repaired, and rearmed. The crew give a ragged cheer. Your terror has reduced. Okay, it was pretty low already, so now it's even lower. Onwards! Now, the game does pause while we're in these menus. We've got the bat. Its opinion is clear. Go out there in this weather? Thank you, but no. Tier 1. I don't want to know what a tier 0 scout is like. And the Jerusalem. Bring me my spear, O clouds unfold. A no-nonsense common or garden armament. The Skyfarer on a budget. Damage 10, range 750, heat 30. Now, can I... Okay, I can't zoom out or in, it looks like. I don't really know how to fight yet. Press F to send out your scout. Cost supplies. Okay, let's see what happens. It comes back. Reluctantly, your bat confesses to having found something. Chart. So he's found something on the chart. Summoned by Captain Whitlock, the walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curios from across the sky. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. This is advice for captains. You already read this, right? I might disable that if it keeps popping up. Inquire after the captain's injuries. Locomotive's doctor attends her. His lips are tight. Approach the bedside. The captain opens her eyes as you draw near. She attempts to smile. Do we want to approach her? We've got this smoke pouring from her lungs. Let's ask about her injuries first. The brand. A word of living fire pursued the Orphean across the Blue Kingdom. A word of living fire. Oh, I love it. You have to spend a few seconds, or at least I do, like parsing some of these sentences. It caught you just before you passed through the transit relay to the Reach and set its brand upon the captain. Is that what the brand looks like? It's burned itself right through her, the doctor whispers. When I closed the worst of her wounds, I could see the sign is seared into her bones and her organs. Judging from her symptoms, it's on the inside of her lungs, too. That's why she's spewing out this smoke. The captain leans to one side and vomits a plume of fire into a copper bowl. There's nothing the doctors can do. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of cures. That's the same thing. Approach the bedside. Got no other choice. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fire that dances on her tongue. That dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm. Her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements. The Orphean will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burned meat breath. But promise. She breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. A request, little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Got an option here. Promise her you'll obey her last command. Whatever it is, you'll see it done. Make no promise. Tell her to rest. She'll need her strength. There is a hospital at New Winchester. They can help her. Pull away. What if her condition is contagious? Demand to know why she took the Orphean to the Blue Kingdom. It was folly to visit one of the lands of the dead. Now you're all paying the price. I do want to know why, but I don't want to be that cruel to her. Now I'm wondering, do we have to, can we, I think we can only pick one of these. I don't really know, like, is she, are we really close to her? I'm not sure. I guess we get to decide. I kind of want to know why she went. Why did we go there? She laughs, a sound like wood snapping on the fire. Ash sprays from her mouth. It was worth it, she swears. Her voice is suddenly firm, her eyes hard and bright. Then she sinks back into the scorched pillows. A twisting, frantic fever. Guess we didn't didn't get her promise, or we didn't make any promises to her that we have to keep. It's probably a good thing. And now we take our leave. Have an engine to command. But now I'm curious what she wanted us to do. But that's the way the game is. Other business. You leave the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. We still have no idea what she went there for. New Winchester is further than you'd like, and the captain hasn't long left. Okay. What did we find? A station. That's where we came from, right? No. We came from here. So there's a station up ahead. I'm assuming that's where we're headed to, right? It's kind of weird. When I first look at this, this looks like, the lighter parts looks like the area that we can travel on, but it's actually the opposite, the darker areas. Or what we can travel on. Looks like there was a path over here. Reluctantly, your back confesses to having found something. Reach Marauder. So do we have unlimited ammo? I'm assuming this is an enemy. It's a Marauder, right? It's not firing on us, though. Is it because it hasn't seen us yet? Oh, it's firing now. All right. Oh, miss. No, way off. Gotta shoot ahead of it. There we go. And do we just shoot? Yeah, we shoot directly ahead. Maybe I do need aim assist on. Oh, dodge it. Oh, shit. We got hit. Nice. Okay. 27 of 30. So we got hit and we took 3 damage. It's good to know. We got to keep moving. If we don't keep moving, then we're going to run out of supplies. Oh, but there's something there. The Reach Marauder is defeated. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. Raid the remains. Marauders pillage homesteads and hunt travelers all across the Reach. They often carry stolen valuables. Strip it for repairs. We're doing okay. We just have a little bit of damage. So let's check out the remains. Ill-got gains. Your boarding party returns with wallets and watches, cufflinks, lockets, and keepsakes. You store them in the safe to be pawned when, if, you make it back to port. 33 sovereigns. Onwards! Now, I wonder... Can we turn faster? It looks like about the same... Oh. Bancroft's Forum. Oh, shit! He's ramming! I thought he was ramming into us. There we go. Getting the hang of it now. We took damage that time. 24 of 30. So we always have the option to repair or grab more valuables. How much do we repair for, I wonder? I'm just going to try this out to see. You've gained 5 hull. Your engineers scoured the remains of the Marauder for intact parts, even before its defeat. It was rusting and rickety, its plating a patchwork of reclaimed steel and repurposed bronzewood. But enough can be salvaged to repair some of the damage to your own locomotive. 5. So we had taken, what, 4 damage or something like that? It probably depends on the ship, though. So what is this place? Let's go check it out. Bancroft's Forum. Got 2 fuel. 60% remaining current barrel. How do we... Can I dock or something? I have no idea. This is my first time playing it, so... this game, so I'm not really sure. Station. I don't see a station there. So I'm assuming we need to go to a station to interact with this. Have to land somewhere. Oh! Oh! Shoot! Oh, man. Did I take any damage? It's going to take a little bit for me to get used to this. March 22nd. Wispy condensation trails across the sky. The ghosts of passing trains. There's a place where we can dock. Yeah, so we do want to slow down if we want to turn. New Winchester. We got 512 experience points. A new port. The crew are eager to see what it has to offer. Me as well. Load only. So I guess I pull into here. Dock. Arrival at New Winchester. I'm looking a little sloppy, all right? I'm a new captain. You coast into the bustle, the din, the soot, and the steam of Wolfsea Station. It is clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lestrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain, he insists, brandishing a ledger. The usual formalities. Look to the Orphean's doctor. He has just appeared at your shoulder. His face is solemn. His hat is in his hands. He lowers his eyes. She's gone. The passing. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately Captain Whitlock has just passed. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. Doesn't seem to care all that much. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin? Create your captain. Oh, this is cool. Today, London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens. But 10 years ago, before the Northern Gate was opened, before the renewed Empress led her people into the skies, it lay in a vast cavern far beneath the earth, deep, dark, marvelous. Who were you then? So that's the time of Sunless Sea, right? We were a street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters, but also no roof over your head. No money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You begin with high veils, the skill of evading and deceiving. I'm tempted by that type of skill. A soldier. Yours is not to reason why. Yours is but to do and die. You'll begin with high iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming. We did end up using iron in our first decision. A poet. The pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. You'll begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. Now that works well with the theme of my channel. Heart and love. So that's tempting too. I actually kind of like all three of those. An academic, a student of the sciences, the arts, of philosophy. You'll begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. That also interests me. A priest, hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You'll begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing, so hearts again. A sailor. You rode the mournful, merciless waters of the Untersee. I mean, I didn't do a lot of that. I only played the game for about an hour, so hard for me to pick this one. Maybe if we get a bit more experience under our belts in this game, we could pick the sailor. A ministry auditor. What do we get? That's iron again. For a time, you served at the Ministry of Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. High mirrors. A revolutionary. The world is broken. One way for the rich, another for the poor. You decide to do something about it. High veils. I feel like street urchin is the one that kind of hits me, since I'm like kind of inexperienced in this world. I think we could start with street urchin. I'm assuming I'm going to die a lot, so I'll be able to create captains from all these different backgrounds. Oh, I can go random if I want to also. Let's go street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters, but also no roof over your head. No money and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. I like evading and deceiving. Although, you know, I did pretty well in that second fight. So maybe I should be a soldier. We're gonna go street urchin this summer. You were a street urchin. You raced barefoot across the chimneyed rooftops. You stole wigs, wallets, and purses. You made offerings to forgotten gods. The urchins of old London organized into gangs. The Knotted Sock, a close-knit band that occupied a haunted rookery in the worst part of the city. Increase your heart, the skill of convincing and enduring. And affiliates you with villainy. The Fisher Kings. Every Fisher King bears an old wound. Every Fisher King talks to the wind. Every Fisher King knows things they should not know. Increase your mirrors, the skill of deducing and observing, and affiliates you with villainy. Oh, it doesn't matter. We get affiliated with villainy regardless. The regiment, the most militaristic of the gangs in their blue jackets and bright buttons. You attain the rank of corporal. So we get iron. So basically we're picking between heart, mirror, and iron. I think I'm going to go with the knotted sock, the heart. What's your ambition? What does winning mean to you? Wealth. You want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable, you mean extravagant. Many have made their fortunes out among the stars. Many more have failed, broken and lost in the drifting night. Will you be different? To win, gather a substantial retirement fund. Acquire lodgings at a hub port and retire. Fame. You'll immortalize your exploits in the song of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in the hope of making a name for themselves. You're sure you're sure you'll succeed. After all, you never heard of anyone who didn't. That's perfect. Gather stories of your exploits and write about them in New Winchester. Okay. So, acquiring wealth. Retire at a hub port. Go around getting stories and then... Or get people to write stories about you and then bring them back to New Winchester. Gather stories and then write about them in New Winchester, I guess. So it's like going out and fetching stuff. I'm more interested in the stories, so fame seems better to me than wealth. The truth. Even the stars have secrets, but they won't keep them from you. A message from an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn a secret that the stars hide. What drives you? Curiosity? Justice? Insolence? Whatever it is, it will be tested. This is a demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Let's go fame, and then we could do the truth later on. I'm gonna trust that what the game is saying. Appearance, cool. I think we're gonna have to go with the ponytail. How many different hairstyles are there? There's 13. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with ponytail. I have a ponytail right now. Hat. Maybe none. Okay, maybe. I kind of like that. We're going for fame. We're a street urchin. I'm going with that one. Brow. With the hat on, it's hard to... We got little glasses. Okay, I like the glasses. I'm wearing glasses too. That nose actually kind of looks like mine. I'm gonna go with nose 9. Gotta have the... Oh, okay. I do have a beard. It's not that big though. And the butt chin. 14 maybe. Maybe 3? 3 or 14, I think. I think 3 is a smaller beard, so I think we're gonna go with that. Yeah, 3. Outfit. Okay. Oh, that just covers everything up. How many? So there's 12. I'm gonna pick the one that looks best. Nope. Not that one either. That's for a soldier. No. That one looks pretty good. And we can go random. Term of address, administrator. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Attendant. Nurse. Comrade. Brother. Sister. Reverend. Madam. Sir. Citizen. Captain. My lord. I'm tempted by my lord. Specialist. Professor. Principal. Okay, so we've gone through all of them. I think Captain at first. And this is going to be Captain Luckless. Perfect. Let's continue. Create your captain. Street urchin, part of the knotted sock. We're seeking fame. So we end up with 10 iron. So it's the same iron as what we had before. 17 heart. 25. What was this called again? I can't remember the names of everything. Okay. It's a sneaky one, though. We're extremely sneaky and tough. If your headlight can pass over under an object, so can you. Oh, okay. The reading of the will. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned to an Acropolis train bound for the serene mausoleum. Now you sit, with a handful of her relatives, in the threadbare offices of her solicitors. A methodical notary is reading the will. The captain was wealthy, once, but squandered her capital on squandered her capital on mysterious expenses before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. Listen to the end. The captain's relatives, from whom she was mostly estranged, are clearly wondering why you are here. True to her word. In final codicil, the notary announces. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I imagine there's a number of words I'm not going to be able to pronounce properly in this game. I had that problem in Cultist Simulator as well. Captain Whitlock, it's just, they use a lot of language that we just don't use anymore. Captain Whitlock confirmed that possession of the Orphean was to pass to his first officer. He peers at you with dry, gray eyes. This includes a certain black box contained in the Orphean's hold. Ooh, a mystery. Captain Whitlock's final request was that... Oh, so we are going to figure out her final request. Was that, at a time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card and deposit it there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. And that's it. You are a captain now. The Orphean is yours. Captain Whitlock's legacy. You can investigate the black box at New Winchester. You could take the box to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. Bequeath the large black box, which once belonged to Captain Whitlock. You've gained 100 sovereigns, 133. Didn't we get 33 from the ship? That's not a ton of money. And that's it. I think we're on our own now. Okay. Wolfsea Station. The clamoring central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. We can explore the city, the smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. We can recruit the incautious driver. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. An opportunity, the fastidious inspector. Excuse me. Investigate the black box. Captain Whitlock left it to you in the hold of the Orphean. Her will described it only as a black box. Description you consider to be an unhelpful understatement. It is a casket of black basalt, longer than you are tall, unadorned, with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. I'm assuming we're not going to be able to open it. Follow your ambition, the song of the sky. The song of the sky looms in your mind, an unfinished monument. Repair your locomotive. The engineers at the Wolfsea's yard claim they can repair anything. Hire on crew. Your voyages have grown perilous of late. Let's repair the locomotive. The engineers at the Wolfsea yards claim they can repair anything. Whether the damage was caused by an unfortunate collision. I mean, I did bump into some things, but we didn't lose any health because of it. Didn't take any damage. A point-blank salvo or the charge of a crotchety cantankerity. Can't wait to run into one of those. They'll fix it. Fully repair your hull. Restore your locomotive to a pristine condition. This will cost 3 sovereigns per point of hull you've lost. And we had lost, what, 2? Have your hull partially repaired. Now, let's do that. The mechanics take pride in their work. Your newly returned engine is not just fully repaired, it gleams. On occurrence, your hull quality is now 30. Okay. Oh, stories and shops. Stories. Okay. Follow your ambition, the song of the sky. I want to take a look at this black box. I know we're not supposed to open it, but can we just take a look at it and not open it? Captain Whitlock left it to you in the hold of the Orphean. For Will inscribed it only as a black box. Okay, that's the same thing. Stands upright in the corner of the hold where your crew have pushed it out of the way. Yeah, a casket is exactly what it sounds like. Consider what to do with it. Captain Whitlock had a specific request. Whether you obeyed is up to you. Try and remember when Captain Whitlock acquired the box. It was subject to speculation among the crew. Examine the box. It has the dimensions of a sarcophagus plundered from the tomb of some forgotten prince of Egypt. Sell the box. Not saying what's inside, you won't get much for the box, but at least you'll get it off your hands. The higher your affiliations, the better price you'll receive. Oh, look at this. There's options that are blank because of certain conditions, I'm assuming. Consult with an academic. He comes recommended by several acquaintances. He will give you his rarefied opinion. If you have an unusual trophy from your journeys, to share with him. Uncanny specimen and affiliation academy. Find someone who could open it from among your villainous associates. We might get there. Villainy. We have 1 villainy. 200 sovereigns. We're actually pretty close to that. Pick the lock yourself. It's a complex lock, but you've learned a useful secret or 2 in your time. Veil. We have a 50% chance. Haven't opened the box. A savage secret. Shh. With blood. The end of your finger. Detonate the lock with a modest explosion. Oh, okay. You'll need to assemble a precise compound of explosives if you're to avoid damaging the contents of the box. Carefully packed crate of munitions. We gotta open this thing. Okay, let's try to remember where Whitlock acquired it. Preparations. Captain Whitlock had it brought on board just before your ill-fated expedition to the Blue Kingdom. It was empty then. You know because you saw the lid in the box carried on board separately and assembled in the hold. It's not empty now. It is sealed and even heavier than before. So that was the land of the dead. So she acquired some spirit that she was interested in. Maybe a family member. We left for the Blue Kingdom shortly after the box was delivered and made no stops on the way. So whatever it is inside the box now, Captain Whitlock found in the Blue Kingdom. Let's examine it. There are no carvings or inscriptions on it. The join where the lid meets the body is too thin to admit even a knife blade. There are no holes by which light or air might find their way in. It is impossible to see inside without opening it. Even the keyhole has been engineered in such a way as to prevent peeking. The recess with the keyhole, though, as far as you can determine, that is a more recent addition to the box. The stone has been drilled and chiseled away to create space for a modern metal lock. Okay. Closed fast. And we're not going to sell it. Consider what to do with it. Decisions. The last request of Captain Amelia Whitlock is for the box be transported to a specific address in London. Alternately, you could perhaps find someone willing to purchase it as a curiosity. If you knew what was inside, you might be able to command a higher price. So if we wanted to open it, we could try to secure, probably the easiest way would be this one. 50%, almost 50% chance to pick it ourselves. Savage Secret. 20% chance. Probably this would be the easiest for us to do. All right. Recruit the incautious driver. Let's talk to the driver. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Officers require a sign-on fee. Allow the driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? This will get you a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation establishment by 1. You unlock this with 127 sovereigns. Oh, I see. We unlock it. But why does it say you needed 20? How much do we pay? Do we pay 20 to hire? Brave or fearless? The driver boards eager to get started. I recently parted ways with the Windward Company, they explain. Personally, I think a crash week isn't so bad. Personally, I think a crash a week isn't so bad. They disagreed. Oh, well, live and learn. Oh, okay. So it does cost 20. So the way this reads is like, we wouldn't have had this option unless we had over 127 sovereigns, because that interests him. And then we spend 20 to actually get them. Okay. Let's explore the city. Its factories thunder, its engine sheds ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair, or flare across the sky and away into the high wilderness. This is an ever-expanding port of soot-smudged glass and bright steel, spilling across a drifting, mist-wrapped archipelago? I can never remember how to pronounce that. Archipelago, right? Archipelago? An opportunity to learn about trading. Successful skyfarers fund their expeditions by dabbling in trade. Inquire whether there are any good trading opportunities available. Okay. And that's because we have a certain amount of money? Oh, because we don't have a trading opportunity. Visit the Promise of Days, a club where seasoned captains gather to trade stories and share advice with younger skyfarers. That sounds promising. Inquire about the Winchester War. Let's visit the Promise of Days. Old pistons gleam on the walls. The shelves are crowded with the mementos from across the sky. The clientele raise their voice to be heard above the comforting clamor of the adjacent engine yards. You may find helpful advice here. Introduce yourself to the seasoned captains. They're always happy to offer words of advice, sometimes many words. Yes. So since we haven't made their acquaintance yet, we can. What does this say? You must first acquaint yourself with the seasoned captains. Ask them how to make your fortune through trade. Let's get some advice. Instructions. 4 are gathered at their usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymaths, and pioneer of the neo-nocturnal artistic school, the bedeviled didact, a scholar haunted by his discoveries, the plucky baroness, explorer, collector, philatelist. That's not one I'm familiar with. Feel free to let me know what these words mean in the comment section. And Spatchcocker Meg, who hunts monsters. Ooh, nice. Of course, everything out here is jolly dangerous, says the Baroness. Few risk the skies, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in at once, the more they'll pay. Look for other opportunities on the way, advises the masked citizen. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. Okay. I mean, collecting port reports is something we didn't know about. We kind of knew about the second thing. That's kind of obvious. Look for opportunities. Ask them how to make your fortune through trade. Between them, they've carried Nevertine gemstones from Eleutheria, souls to the Blue Kingdom, and okay. So it's not just, it's souls of the dead that are in the Blue Kingdom. And raw hours to London. Have they tips? Learn about trade and how to find bargains and prospects. Sure. Ah, the Didact says, fiddling with his innumerable talismans, an essential topic. Meg slides you a stool, and the captains shuffle around to make room. The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violet and foggy. The plucky baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. Ask away. How could you buy and sell goods? You can sell practically anything at a big trade hub like New Winchester, the Baroness answers. If you want to buy, though, you'll need to travel to more distant ports. Each specializes in a particular export. Meg spits chewing tobacco onto the floor. No money in buying at market prices and selling them too, though. You want to look for bargains or prospects of people offering better money. Buy cheap, sell dear. You can sell, not buy any trade good at a major port. Makes sense. Lesser ports each sell a single good. You can see what a port exports by clicking it on your map. Okay. So we have to go to these smaller ports to pick up the goods that they specialize in and bring them back to a place like New Winchester to sell them. Prospects. Where can I learn about the opportunities? The masked citizen sips their drink. The biggest port in each region has a bazaar where captains do business. There, you'll learn of people at other ports prepared to pay over the odds for a commodity. When you accept the commission for a prospect, it's yours. No other captain will pursue it. It's all fantastically civilized. Their smile is droll. You'll have to source the goods yourself, of course, says the bedeviled Didact. Find a port that exports them. The client will want a certain amount. You can supply some or all of it. Okay, find a port that exports them. You'll want a certain amount. Okay. So we can get as much as we want. We can get as much to, like, satiate them, or we can get extra. But if you provide all they need, they may furnish you with an additional request. Oh, we can get as much as they want, are looking for, and then they'll give us something new. Or we can just, like, get, like, half of what they are looking for, and we'll get some money, but they're still going to wait until it's entirely, the request is entirely fulfilled. Accept prospects in the bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 at once. You may review and abandon them on the locomotive screen. So I'm assuming that it's not, like, it's no risk. Like, we're not going to piss them off if we take a while to fulfill, like, a contract, or if we cancel it, but I don't know. Maybe that's not the case. Trading opportunity, ask them if they know a good prospect available. Oh, in point of fact, I do, says the masked citizens, masked citizen, tapping an elegant finger on their elegant glass. Ask about bargains. Oh, maybe they'll let me know where I can, about some ports where I can get some cheap goods. Spatchcocker. Meg wipes beer from her lip. Nowhere this busy. Deals are snapped up too fast here. Visit the bazaars at quieter ports. Can find all sorts of limited supply. Can find all sorts limited supply. Mind. A bargain won't hang about forever, though, the Baroness confides, steadfastly ignoring Meg's manners. So don't hang about. If you space in your hold, snap them up. You can always sell them at a major port for an adequate return. Find bargains at any minor port's bazaar. Bargains have finite supply and duration. Click on a port on your map to see if new bargains have appeared there since your last visit. So if we found a port, I can click on it to see if there's new bargains without actually going there. Sounds like. That's cool. Bargains. Ask how to expand the prospects and bargains available to you. How to put this delicately, is there perhaps a way that a resourceful captain could prejudice circumstances in their favor? Learn about affiliations and the opportunities they present. Meg laughs, a noise like a sneeze crossed with a ricochet. It ain't who you is, it's who you know, innit? Nepotism. She taps her broken nose. Quite, the masked citizen remarks. The wider your circles, the more advantageous the opportunities that will present themselves. A wise captain makes the most of them. So you want to be affiliated with a whole bunch of different, circles or groups or factions. As your captain increases in level, your affiliations increases. Academy, Bohemia, Establishment, and Villainy. They will unlock new, more rewarding bargains and prospects. Affiliations allow your next captain to inherit certain resources, should the unthinkable happen. There we go. So now it's talking about inheriting. It's the affiliations that they inherit, or is it the stuff that you have that's associated with those affiliations? That I don't really get. Ask about that, change the subject. Okay, let's find out to see if there's any trading opportunities. Looks like the masked citizen has something. An opportunity. The host at Magdalen's needs an urgent delivery of seeds. Paying a pretty penny, too. If I were you, I'd get to the bazaar straight away, put my mark against it. Migrants. Broker in Port Avon is selling cheap seeds. Chirpy chap. God knows why. I wonder if this, if I need to write this stuff down or if it's, like, stored somewhere in my journal or something. Because I'm not going to remember. It's Port Avon. Chirpy chap. God knows why. His face looks like it's been pushed through a mangle. An opportunity. Port Avon lies to the west-northwest of New Winchester. And Magdalene's lies to the north-northwest of New Winchester. West-northwest and north-northwest. Accept this prospect from the bazaar if you haven't already, then buy seeds from the bazaar in Port Avon and sell them to Magdalene's. Okay, so we're not bringing it back here. We would bring it to Magdalene's. So I can't just accept it from here. I'd have to go to the bazaar. We'll do that afterwards. I think that's it though, right? Oh, change the subject. Is there more stuff I wanted to ask them about? Fortune through trade. Oh, I guess that's it. All right, that's it. Go elsewhere. No further business here. Station. Hire on crew. That was exploring the city, right? Let's pursue this opportunity. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered, in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's Horological Office. The body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book a passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Pay sounds promising. How much are we going to get paid? We don't really have, aside from the one opportunity we learned about, which we haven't accepted yet, we don't really have, and the box, we don't really have much to do yet, so let's do it. Oh, thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy than of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies to the northeast of New Winchester. Isn't that where we just came from? I don't know. Note that there is such a thing as north, south, east, or indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. From the Empress's new palace and named them north, east, south, and west. Londoners value familiarity. All right. I like that explanation. The fastidious inspector. You're transporting a fastidious inspector to Port Prosper. We got 50 sovereigns. Joined our engine. Okay. So that should, yeah, so that opportunity's gone because we've taken hire on crew. Is there more to explore? Oh, the war. That's right. Let's find out about the war. The slow-burning war for the Reach forms the backdrop to daily life in New Winchester. Citizens wishing to keep up with the developments in the war turn to the New Gazette. It is, famously, the only newspaper worth reading in New Winchester, as well as the only paper that hasn't bankrupted itself. Its quality speaks for itself. We can read about the progress of the war, check your reputation with the factions, and who currently controls the Reach. Read about the current political situation in the New Gazette. The lay of the land. The Assembly runs New Winchester from Victory Hall and seeks to strengthen its hand in the Reach. London's proxy, the Windward Company, however, maintains a considerable presence in the Reach. Although New Winchester is still neutral ground, tensions are mounting within and without the port. The Assembly. So it's the Assembly versus the Windward Company. Oh, what about our name? Your name does not appear in any of the Tackety-focused reporting on the war. Apparently, you're not considered worthy of comment. There's no mention of you among the stories about the Stovepipe's recent fortunes. You're not of interest to them. We're going to change that. Probably not. We're probably going to die a horrible death. Okay. Let's go and take a look at the crew. Your voyages have grown perilous of late. Numbers and morale are lower than they were. Today, New Winchester is abuzz with rumor. A famous Tackety captain has turned tail and fled back to London. Promised a generous pension and a full pardon in exchange for selling secrets. His crew are at a loose end, and under a cloud of suspicion, will they ever find work again? Hire some of the turncoats' crew as replacements. No one else will have them for the cost of a round at the promise of days. They're yours. How much is that? For 10. Oh, I see. That's just telling us our total. You unlocked this with 157 sovereigns. Okay. So it's like telling us our total and then how much we're going to spend. So we need 2 crew, right? To have a full complement. Guess we'll try. Fresh start. Usually the crew members are suspicious. They think you might be a journalist for the Gazette. Why? Do I have that look? Still, they're happy to drink on your coin, and as the night progresses, the reserve vanishes. When they arrive at your engine the next day to sign their papers, they come with headaches and nausea, and the last of their things. They go to their berths, ready to make for the stars again. An occurrence, your crew quality is now 10. Should we check out the bazaar? Locomotive captains gather at the bazaar to trade goods and information. Here you can acquire prospects, opportunities to sell a good at a distant port for an excellent price, accept a prospect to claim it, source the goods, and deliver them. So this is the one that they were talking about, seeds for Magdalens. Provides comfort and sympathy to the weary skyfarer. Its hosts will tell you any lie you need to hear. Some of those lies require flowers. The amiable host wants up to 3 sacks of verdant seeds. We'll pay 80 sovereigns for each. Magdalens lies to the northwest of New Winchester. Deliver 3 to complete this prospect. Claimed. Okay. Bronzewood for Port Avon. Cricket season is nigh. Mr. Sharma of Port Avon will pay for 5 consignments of bronzewood to furnish the village team with bats, bales, stumps, shin pads, and protective cups to minimize damage to delicate areas. Port Avon lies to the west-northwest of New Winchester. Sure. Is there any reason not to claim those? I can't really tell. And there's new prospects in every 30 days. Okay. Oh! No, I didn't want to undock. How do I, Oh, there we go, dock. My bad. The Song of the Sky. I wanted to check this out. There's also other shops. Abraham's Engineering. Costs... So if we want to get another Jerusalem, it costs 100. Buying, selling. Sells for 50, it costs 100. Cotterell and Hathersage emanation. It's like a grape shot, I guess. Cramped quarters. Oh, I see. We can hover over it. Damage 24, range 400, heat 40. The more damage and less range. So it's for close quarters combat. Cramped quarters. Additional crew quarters squeezed in wherever you can find the space. Best recruits only the most flexible or at least uncomplaining crew members for a while. Plus 4 quarters. And then it adds weight. So we got to take that into account. Crown and Misery pneumatic mining array. Good solid craftsmanship. You don't need elegance when you're boring through rock. Oh, mining. So we can actually mine the world, I guess. Staying away canning station. A slaughterhouse equipped with machinery allowing you to butcher and can certain sky beasts, converting them into supplies. Or maybe we can convert stuff that we get into supplies using that. Another weapon. Looks like it's got better range. Bronzewood shielding. We heard about bronzewood for crafting stuff in our one of our opportunities. So more armor, more cargo space. We have 157, so this isn't stuff that we can buy, but I'm just curious to see what's available. Bank I can't click on. But I could buy another cannon. But I think we're good for now. Oh, I did it again. I'm learning, all right? Victoria Market. We can get fuel and supplies. I feel like maybe we want to get some fuel. How much can we carry again? Yeah. I have no idea how much I should get. That's like all of our money. I don't know. Okay. We can sell. Oh, okay. This is all the stuff that we could get, but we don't have any of it. Okay. That's weird that it just appears even though we don't have any. Can't click on bank. Engine yard. We can buy new ships too. Toria's graveyard for unwanted, unloved, or blasted out of the sky engines. Occasionally there are gems among the scrap. 1,500. Look at that. 19,500. The Moloch class liner, an infernal beast of brass and steam, furnished with indulgent luxury, with carpet thick enough to lose your toes in. Oh, and there's our picture down there, Luckless. Facets. Choose a facet, grow stronger, a moment of reflection. Interesting. I don't know what that means. It's like leveling up, I guess. Okay. And then that was the last shop, right? Let's, I want to click on this, see what this does. Follow your ambition. Ponder your ambition. You take advantage of a quiet moment to pull out your journal. The blank page sits before you, smug and unblemished. The horror. At last, inspiration strikes. You need fresh material. That's the ticket. Go out and explore the high wilderness. Gather sky stories and tales of terror to begin the song of the sky. So we need to go out there while we're like trying to survive and gather stories and come back and write about them. That's awesome. Okay. I guess we're gonna what are we gonna do next time? I gotta figure out what we're gonna do. The inspector. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll take the fastidious inspector. We got some options. We got the fastidious inspector that wants to go somewhere in the northeast, or we can take advantage of these trading opportunities, or we could go to London if we wanted to. So those are kind of the three options, and I'll figure out what to do for the next one. I'm gonna wrap up this episode here, though. Thank you so much for watching. There's There's a lot to this game, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun adventure. I always ask just on the first video that I do of a new series and the last, if you guys can like the video. It helps new people to find my channel. It helps out a ton. So please do hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe as well if you like what I'm doing here. It really helps me out a lot. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off for now. I'll see you on the next one, and I love you all.